I started my career in Copperas Cove, Texas, and then Clarksville, Tennessee, and we got transferred out here to Gilbert, and I worked on staff here at the Gilbert Chamber, and then I was recruited to go to the Tilque Chamber to do special events. And while I was there, during that time, I started going to the U.S. Chamber Institute program, and that is a management training program that allows you to learn how to become a leader and a CEO of a chamber. I realized I wanted to be CEO, but more importantly, I wanted to be CEO at the Gilbert Chamber of Commerce because I just love this community, and it just so happened that the position came open and the board knew me from my past experience with them, and they recruited me to come back, and I've been here ever since. Probably the biggest challenge is the changing business environment from what the expectations of chambers were back 30 years ago when I started in the business to what it is today. So if I were going to whittle that down to one word, it'd be relevancy. How do you continue to be relevant to not only your business members, but to the community as a whole as the environment continues to change? Positive Path started because actually Maria Hesse with Chandler Gilbert Community College, she was president then, and some of the funding had gone away that they provided tuition for women in need that were, just needing some education. And when that happened, she brought all of the business community together and say, how can we help these women? And what we found out during that time was there is a gap between when somebody has gone through a tremendous crisis in their life, perhaps there's social services or other opportunities to help them get back on their feet. But once they get on their feet, there was no more services for that. And we realized that most women at that point are going to need to change a career or get interested in a career so that they'd be self-sustainable for them and their families. And so we wanted to fill that gap. That's why I'm so passionate about Positive Paths. But what I was able to bring to the group as we started forming, Positive Paths and what we wanted to be, my strengths are in organizational management. And so I did a lot of the kind of heavy lifting on that end, while other people provided their skill sets in helping the women and other things like that. I've been on the board for 10 years and it was time to leave the board, which is really a hard decision. But for them to come back and recognize me for that work is I'm just so honored. It was so surprising, but so humbling, and I'm just so grateful that they wanted to honor the work that I have done with them. But more importantly, I'm so excited about the progress they're making. I think what's most striking to me is, again, I'm the organizational person behind the scenes making things happen, but I was part of the interview process where we got to talk to women about what has happened in their life, where they are today, and what is their plan? Because the whole thing about the money that we give is that we're talking to women who have a plan and they want to get there. And so to hear those amazing stories of what they've overcome, from homelessness to having to escape from another country to come back home, to abuse, the inner strength that they had to get them to where they were today. And then for us to come in and talk to them, what was most striking to me is, in many cases, it was the first time anybody has ever shown them their belief in them and the support. They've done that all by themselves all of these years with their own inner strength, but to have people who are behind them and supporting them was the first time they've ever had that. And so to me, it was so rewarding to see them continue to grow. Over the years, I've been very active in the Arizona Chamber Executives and regional and national chamber associations. So I like to say I learned from the best. One of my mentors in the business was Jack Camper from the Tucson Chamber, who's retired now, but he always instilled in all of us when we were young executives that it's your responsibility. We're here to help you grow, and now you must give back. And so I am a big believer in that. Since I started, as CEO 23 years ago, been engaged with the Arizona Chamber and with the Phoenix Chamber and our regional East Valley Alliance, and over the time become a leader in those organizations. I think, if I'm going to look back, what made a difference, what really connected the chambers all together, not just the Gilbert Chamber, but all of them, is working through the Arizona Chamber Executives, where we have a weekly legislative call that we participate in, everybody calls in from across the state and we talk about important issues down at the legislature and what action we need to take to make sure that it's a business-friendly environment. That's continued. It's been well over 10 years now since I started that program, and it's still going strong, and so I'm really proud of that, from the Gilbert Chamber's perspective, that I was able to, lead that effort by being an active participant in important business issues. It helps all of Arizona, I believe.